Hey, John again for jmcGarage, out here in my local Chevy dealership, and the reason why I'm doing this video is I got an amazing comparison video for you. So let me go ahead and bring it to you. It's a two similar vehicles, very similarly priced. So let's go ahead and do this right now. It is between the 2025 Ford Escape STline and the 2025 Chevy Equinox RS. Both are all-wheel drive, as you can see by the all-wheel drive badge there, right there. And the Equinox was just redesigned, I believe, for either this year or last year. Let's go ahead and go around through the Equinox here, kind of compare the two. As you can see by the front, let's kind of get both of them in the shot here. So sorry for the noise in the background, but so this Equinox is in black, and of course my son's Ford Escape is in tri-coat or star white metallic tri-coat. Both have kind of an aggressive grille because they're both a sport package. Both have full LED headlights, turn signals. Neither one have fog lights. Check that out. Now you can get fog lights on the Escape and the higher level trims of the STline. Don't know if fog lights are available on the RS trim, or maybe some packages they might have them available, but again, both have 18-inch rims. As you can see here, Continental cross contact 18-inch rims, 235, 55, 19s. Man, I was off. 19-inch rims. I know the Escape has 18s. You can get 19s on the Escape, but this standard STline has 18s, 225, 55 R18, Michelin Primacy tires. No, there's a lot of similarities between the Escape and the Equinox. Check this out. So both the Escape and the Equinox both have this molten color black plastic around the wheel wells, around the bottom of the door. As you can see there, bottom of the door. Both have full LED tail lamps. I would say the back end of the Equinox is a little bit more aggressive. Both don't show exhaust tips. Well, actually, no, sorry. You got exhaust tips shown in the Escape, but on this particular model, it's all molten color rear bumper versus some of the higher end trim models of the STline. You can get a full body color bumper, but you can see exhaust tips are shown in the Escape, not so much on the Equinox, but the Equinox I think is a little bit more aggressive in the back between the two. And then let's go ahead and compare room in the way back. Power lift gate. Decent amount of room back here. No spare, wait, does it have a spare? I don't think it has a spare tire. No spare tire. Decent amount of room back here. All right, let's close this up and I'll show you the Escape. And you can see, I would say about the same, maybe a little bit more in the Equinox. No spare tire, of course. I would say about the same amount of room, maybe a little bit more in the Equinox, because the Equinox shape in the back is a little bit not as aggressive as what's in the Escape. The Escape has a definitely more of a raked rear end than the Equinox does, you can tell. Let's check out room in the second row. All right, sitting back here in the Escape, this is where the seat is from a driving position. I'm sorry, in the Equinox, seat is from a driving position. Look, we have air vents back here, 2 USB-Cs, a flat floor. Look at that, flat floor. You got some color with the red, some stitching, red and blue stitching, some leatherette seats here. Decent room back here with cup holders, armrest, with got some padding here on the door, but everything else is all hard plastic. This is nice and padded, but everything else is all hard plastic. So let's go ahead and check out the back of the Escape real quick. A little bit less room in the back of the Escape in the second row, but decent amount of room. You do have a hump down here. Of course, armrest, and then the only thing that's padded on the Escape in the rear is this padding right here for the elbow. Everything else is all hard plastic in the Escape. You do get vents, and you do get some USB ports. All right, let's compare fronts. Now, both the Escape and the Equinox have very similar power outputs. I believe the Equinox is about 200 and some odd horsepower. I'm sorry, 175 horsepower, and torque is about 175 as well. Now, this is the Equinox. Being the RS, you get some nice trim around the dash here. It's actually padded. You get some red stitching. You get this really cool trim. All right, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. And anyway, I wanted to go over the interior of this thing real quick. I don't have the keys, but that's all right. This has got pretty much, this is standard on every single Equinox. So they got their 11.6 inch screen, I believe. Then you got this 10-inch screen here. It has kind of their interface. It's Google based, but it's not very intuitive. Oh, look at that, it came up. Check that out. Well, I don't know why it's so dim. Yeah, stay in demo mode. I have no idea why it is so dim. I mean, you can barely even see it. That's intense. I don't know what's going on. Huh. Anyway, we're gonna shut that down. So, some couple things to remark about the Equinox here. One of the things that I think the Equinox does well is a maximize the room that they have, and I do like that about the Equinox. We're going to share the price here in just a little bit, and I'll show you the price that we paid for the STline, or at least the MSRP. But let's look at the seats are only heated in this RS trim. They got perforations. This is a kind of a faux leather, a leatherette material, and then you got some kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird scratchy material on the door panels. That's somewhat padded, but everything else is all hard plastic. The dash is the same material that's on the door panel. Again, I like this, and I like kind of the Camaro inspired vents there. You do got some hard controls right here for your climate, phone charger, drive mode selector right here, cup holders. Very nice. USB-C, USB-A, and then kind of the same panel, same material that's on the doors is right here. Check that out. And then this is padded up top here on the dash, and then you got this different material that's on the door panel. Anyway, so just kind of comparing the Escape and Equinox, I really don't think. If you're looking for room, the Equinox is definitely the way to go. I think it's a little bit more roomier than the Escape. Quality-wise, it's about the same. I mean, there's some hard plastics, cheap materials. This center console is kind of intrusive. Like, it really is intrusive. I'm not a big fan about that. But room-wise, as far as, you know, length-wise and everything else, this really does have the room over the Escape. Love the red stitching on the steering wheel. That's pretty nice. Steering wheel feels nice and thick. Good array of buttons on here. Again, good array of buttons down here, and everything else. But this doesn't have a sunroof or anything. You can probably get a sunroof, but let's go ahead and look at the price, and then we'll go ahead and hop into Ford Escape, and we'll talk about powertrains. So the Equinox does come with a 1.5 turbo. Same thing. Now, the only problem with the Equinox is this is a standard engine in all the models, and you cannot get an optional engine. There's no hybrid available. There's no plug-in hybrid available. There's not even a bigger engine available. Everything, if you don't like the 1.5 turbo, well, then tough luck. You know, that's the only problem with the Equinox. You can get an all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, but 1.5 turbo. It does come with an 8-speed automatic, just like in the Escape. And this particular model is coming in at $36,720, and it only has, let's see, it's got an option package, It only has one option package, floor liner package, and that's it. That's it. So pretty much, this is actually more money starting out for the RS package Equinox versus the STline, which starts out about, oh, let's see. Let's go look. Because I have the sticker right here. Let's go ahead and unfold this thing. Let's see. This starts out at a base at $30,990, and then with all the options this Escape has on it, it comes out to $34,930. So it's still cheaper than the Equinox. But now let's go inside the Escape and kind of compare. And we're going to talk about powertrains real quick, because powertrains are very similar. Like I said, 175 horsepower out of the Equinox. This thing has 181 horsepower out of the 1.5 3-cylinder in this. I'm going to start it up because it is about 82 degrees outside. Now, we just got out of the Equinox compared to the Ford Escape. Again, I feel like the Equinox has a little bit more room on the inside than the Escape, especially in the second row and behind the second row. Up front, I will say this center is less intrusive than the center in the Equinox. And then of course, you do got, this has the option tech package where you wrap up the big screen. You get the adaptive cruise and everything else in this digital gauge cluster. This digital gauge cluster is a standard cluster. There is a bigger one available as far as a full gauge cluster available. And then this thing for this, so the tech package in the STline was $995. Definitely well worth it. This also came with the cold weather package, which was another $995, and then you had the paint, which was $995. So you got about a little over $3,000 worth of options on this. That brought the price up to $34 and some change. But so in the base STline and in the next level up STline, you get these cloth vinyl seats. These are really comfortable seats. Of course, padding on the door. You also get padding and stitching on the armrests there. You get this like faux carbon fiber trim, which looks nice. It's just not real carbon fiber. And the dashboard is padded as well. And then, so anyway, I like the steering wheel on this as well. I love the way this feels and everything else. It feels very nice in hand. So compare the two, and then when you look at, so let's kind of go over and kind of wrap up this video comparing the two. Which one is better? I think it comes down to your preference and what you look for in a compact to mid-size SUV. That's only 2 rows, only holds 5 people, both only hold 5 people. But the Equinox is going to be a little bit more money to start off with, especially in the RS trim compared to the STline. But I feel like there's more choices with the Escape currently right now. You can get STline base, you can get STline select, you can get STline, forget what the upper level is, premium or premier or something like that. And then you can get platinum in the Escape, you can get plug-in hybrid in the Escape. You got definitely a lot more choice in powertrain options in the Escape. You can get the 3-cylinder, the 2-liter 4, which is 250 horsepower, or you can get the hybrid, which is about 200 horsepower, or the plug-in hybrid, which is 221 horsepower. So you have a lot more choices and options in the Escape versus the Equinox, which is like, well, this is what you get, and if you don't like it, well, then tough luck. So that's my own view. Now, let's kind of talk about powertrains real quick, and I'll kind of sum this all up. So powertrains, again, 1.5 MPC 3-cylinder EcoBoost versus the 1.5 turbo Ecotec 4-cylinder in the Equinox. Now, that 4-cylinder has been used in various other vehicles. You use it in the Equinox, you use it in the GMC Terrain. They used it in the old Chevy Malibu. That's now been discontinued. They used it in, I think, a couple other vehicles as well. The engine has been okay for reliability. There's some that report that reliability of that engine has been kind of like, kind of so-so, if I remember correctly. It's almost like, you know, you get some good, you get some bad. You know, the 8-speed automatic, I haven't heard anything bad about. I know on some of the front wheel drives, I believe there's CVT. Ugh. Anyway, you get 8-speed across the board, or you get an eCVT if you get a hybrid in the Escape. So, I don't know. It's, you know, if you can get a deal, I think the Escape is a better option. I really do think so, versus the Equinox. Now, the Equinox is popular, don't get me wrong. In fact, I think the Ford Escape sells more than the Equinox. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it does. But if you can get a deal on the Escapes, and they are wheeling and dealing right now, this is the better option vehicle. Now, if you definitely want more room, and you don't want to step up to like a Blazer, or you don't want to step up to, you know, like a Bronco or something like that, you know, there you can definitely get a little bit more room in the Equinox, or you can just get a Honda Passport. But I really do feel that this is a nice size. It's a good size, and for the options, for the money, for the deals that can be had. I mean, my son got this thing for $11,000 off MSRP. $11,000 off. It was a demo vehicle, but still, that's amazing. It only has 600 miles on it. I don't know if you can get the same deal in the Equinox. So, there again, no. You know, I really do think that the Escape is probably a better vehicle overall. And the 1.5 MPC, yeah, the jury's still out on that engine, the new EcoBoost. But from what I can tell, and from what I've seen in the rental car fleet, this is proven to be a reliable engine. No issues, 50, 60, 70,000 miles. I came across one Escape that had almost 70,000 miles. We had to flush it out of service, but it had no issues at all. Start ran fine, actually ran really well. Again, no issues at all. We can look at the history of that Escape, and there was no issues with it. So I really do feel that this 1.5 is proving itself a pretty durable, pretty amazing engine. Not the Dragon, but the 1.5 MPC. Anyway, well, you guys be blessed. Have a wonderful day. Again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you have any other questions or want to know anything else about these two vehicles, please let me know. Love to share with you more information. This has been John for JMC Garage. And remember, we got more awesome videos coming up. So please stay tuned for more. We'll catch you guys on the next one.